Hey guys, this is Mitch, and I'm finally getting around to the page commentary for page 6 of Blood Force issue 3, which is what this is right here, in case you didn't know. I usually say it in the title, so you can check there next time. So this is wrapping up the, Jesus Christ, every once in a while I get, the camera just cannot figure out what the fuck it wants to do. So, starting things out, we're not going to fuck around with the lighting. Oh my god. I think I finally got it here, although as you can see, we're still having issues with focus. Anyway, so this is wrapping up the fight between Cyberzerk and, well, Shock Block Hard and Fireburn. I didn't say him yet, right? Right. And this is actually it's not even take 2 on this. It's more like take 2.5. Because I originally tried this one on a live stream, which is still up, and it'll stay up, I suppose. I don't know if we'll see if the views on that trail off. I might just get rid of it. Just leave it as a link on the Patreon, something like that. And, yeah, I had difficulty figuring out how I wanted to portray just about anything on this one. I think this was the page where I was sick, actually, if I think about it. And I had a pretty bad cold, and I couldn't figure any angles out that seemed good to me. Perspective ended up being off. Proportion was bad. Like for instance, this panel here, the angle ended up being very flat. And I tried to do what I could to make it interesting, but couldn't come up with it. I do plan on doing a commentary for that one too. That'll just be on the Patreon as well. So what we got here, page 5 ended with a slight cliffhanger, I suppose, in the fight here, where Cyberzerk is leaping at Shock Block and preparing to stab him in the back because he's attacking him from behind. And so here we got Shock Block grabbing the spear with his amazing reflexes. In my head, it made more sense. It was one of those things where it's like, yeah, no, this would be fine. And this is probably why you do layouts, or like at least thumbnails. I don't generally do those. I probably should. Oh well. But yeah, tried that panel out. This is the 3rd attempt. And it's finally okay. And this is post the Stephen Platt Prophet revisits. So a little bit of influence there on the panel design. Trying to do something anyway. I'm not going to get an opportunity again for a while. Currently I'm on, let's see, I think I just finished page 8. Like I said, it's been a while coming, this commentary. And we're going to be stuck in a courtroom, essentially, for, I don't know, 5 or 6 pages, I think. It might be a little bit longer. No, I think that's about it. But, yeah, no, like, the first try on this page, okay, cool, we're on inks already, very nice. Yeah, so did that. Next, and in the ensuing week, decided that, okay, this isn't good enough. I'm going to do it again on the next live stream. I'm far enough ahead that I can do that, so that's okay. So, yeah, did most of this version of the page on the following live stream. Everything except that bottom left corner there with the big kind of Dutch angle. And Fireburn here in the foreground. And I cannot escape the Cyber Dreads. That was the thing. At least like page 6 got done, and I didn't like it I didn't like any of it. But it was like, at least I'm done those Cyber Dreads. Nope, not yet. And not realizing that I'm drawing off the off camera here. Oh well, I think I'll pick it up eventually. But yeah, you can see a little bit of some Plaid influence in that I'm trying to over-render things. It's fun. And as long as it doesn't take me too far off schedule to do it, I'll keep doing it. I'm probably over-rendering down there right now. Yeah, gotta highlight every single one. Otherwise, it doesn't look good. And if you highlight every single one, it does look good. So you gotta do it. This is a slow zoom on whatever is in the middle of Cyberzerk's face. I believe it's meant to be a camera. And we're going to have a little boop sound effect for a word balloon kind of thing. And so the implication, hopefully, is that it's a tracking device. Because Cyberzerk is working for the clerk. You may not know it, but that's what, there we go, finally figured it out now that I finished those pages, or panels rather. Yeah, he may not know it, but that is what he's doing. Yeah, it looks all right. And yeah, so now he's in Blood Force's fortress, sure, Blood Bastion, which the enemies could theoretically find if they wanted to. The only thing is that it is a government installation, so theoretically it should take them a while, and Blood Force should get a heads up because there should be all sorts of red tape. This will come up later, not in this issue, but it should come up in issue 4. And yeah, this is my version of trying to hyper-render everything. It doesn't quite come out quite the same. Like I said, it is enjoyable. So what Shockblock's doing here, he's examining the Spasm data cache, which we may remember from all the way back in issue 1. That was like the point of that issue, kind of, well, like the point of the climax, where they go out to examine the Spasm science team, and they get jumped by the Clerg. And it's this big Kirby-esque techno box. So I kind of mapped out where everybody is. Didn't really, put any proper perspective in it. I'm just kind of faking it, as I often do with perspective. Just it's more fun that way. So okay, here we've got Shockblock with his super fast reflexes, and he's gonna reach out and grab the spear. And I like this. The first time I did this, it was a shot where he's like just about on the spear. You can see the spear, you can see Cyberzerk's hands, and he's kind of reaching in between them, and it's kind of awkward looking, and it's not a good angle. This is a much better angle, and I'm going to get some speed lines in here, get some dramatic lighting, even get some veins on them forearms. That's all right. And yes, this is some Platt influenced speed lines, a little bit different. Oh, we're going to get some thinner ones in there? Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like that little panel. I think that turned out pretty good. Oh, yeah. That is not the kind of speed lights we'll get every single time. I'll tell you that right now. And yeah, so grabs it in the middle here. Again, going for like an underlighting kind of thing. Be careful to get those veins in there, because this is like Shockblock's only close-up in this entire issue of him doing something interesting. Which is more than he got in the last issue. So we're moving on up there. I'm trying to think if he's got anything scheduled for the next issue. Maybe a little bit. The next little storyline is going to be mostly about Shockblock after I finish this one. So like I'm okay with like letting him just kind of be in the background for the moment. Guys like Fireburn and Hard, there's not much of a story there. So like just kind of put them up front, and like they're more action guys anyway. But yeah, just kind of going through going through the inks on this and hoping desperately that I don't fuck something up. All right, and we're back. And I forget to take off the tag for a minute, as I usually do. Unfortunately, I started smoking again recently, so 5 to 10 minute breaks are a part of the live streams now. But that rendering on that arm, I'm rather pleased with that. That looks ridiculous. Looks like it's carved out of fucking oak there. This pose here from Cyberzerk still isn't great, but it's the best one I came up with on all the versions. So, I mean, sometimes you just got to settle for the best you can do. And again, we're going to light him kind of dramatically. He is twisted up pretty good. Reasonably in proportion. I got a weird thing with Cyberzerk where his arms end up being too short a lot of the time. Even here, like, the perspective is okay, the force perspective on that elbow, for instance. But it still feels a little unrealized for, yeah, being like a force perspective thing where it's coming at you. So yeah, I'm not sure what exactly my hang up there is. Yeah, define that ass. There we go. I believe I'm going to mostly black in the ass because that's what I usually do. There we go. Nobody wants to see Cyberzerk's ass. Or maybe you guys do. If you want to see more of Cyberzerk's ass, speak up in the comments. Oh, that's the Cyberdreads. Okay. Yep. One by one. Do we have any more? Yes, we do. We have one more panel with Cyberdreads in it. And then we're done for the rest of the storyline. Hallelujah. That might only be like 2 or 3 issues. We'll see. Now, I mean, you know, on my particular schedule, 2 or 3 issues is going to take me a year to a year and a half to maybe even a bit more, depending on how long I let those stories, the issues run to complete. There you go, much better. Yeah. The hyper rendering is coming along. I'd like to get it to a point where it's just the regular look, where everybody is super jacked all the time, and just like they're all being electrified. That's what I'd like to accomplish with Blood Force. And this is more of a storytelling choice, just to show him impacting the ground, because I originally thought, like, oh no, I should have something like that. And then it was like, well, that doesn't really do anything, like it doesn't need to be there. Not exactly, but if you don't have it there, you just have Cyberzerk resting on the ground, it's a little unclear exactly what happened. Like, you know, it might, you get it, but there's still that moment of like, what? Oh, that wasn't very clear, you know. And now we get to do some tech. This might be the reason the last panel didn't get finished, actually. Because I already did some tech here. Actually did quite a bit. And it was all nonsense tech. And I'm like just putting random fucking lines in everywhere. Yep. I have no idea what, like this is all in Shockblock's lab. I have no idea what Shockblock's lab looks like. It invents itself anew in every panel. Not even every page. And trying to put some stuff in the background here without cluttering up that little inset panel too much. And I mean, really, it's just like random angles of like the 12 tech shapes I know or can think of. Now we got to get a little bit careful here, because like we don't want to confuse what's going on with Cyberzerk here. We don't want him to be melding into the background at all, which has happened in the past. So we're going to put more black in there for him to stand out against. I don't remember doing that. That's an interesting choice. All those shapes, like, they're just like, yeah, off the top of my head, generally speaking. Sometimes it looks okay. Like, some of this ends up looking fairly decent. Not all of it, unfortunately. Yeah, going for like a turbine kind of thing here, which doesn't really end up working, because again, I didn't really map it out. Probably should have. It's fine. I mean, like, you know, if once this gets colored, I would probably do like a single color for the whole thing, just like a color hold, and maybe have them stand out against it. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh, let's get some lightning going. Just all the fucking over the place. All of the fucking over the place. Be specific. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, no, it ended up being a pretty good panel, actually. And did we do any... I don't think I did any real backgrounds in that third panel. But, I mean, there's quite a bit in panel 2 there. And I think this is... Yeah, so this is like 2 days ago was a live stream. Oh, I cut out the little bit where I went for smoking this one. So, yeah, Shockbox dealing with the damaged data cache. You can actually see on the left side of the screen there, that's the first time it really appeared. And it's, yeah, just this mass of Kirby tech. And I'm kind of looking at, I'm not trying to reproduce it because that would be insane considering how random it was the first time. And I mean random, like I was just filling space. So I got to do that again, but try to do it in a similar way. And I think it actually turns out looking okay. Because it has to look full, you know. Yeah, that's all good stuff. And yeah, like, you know, get these little like port things or whatever. I don't know. I feel like most of the tech shapes I put down came off the back of like a 1997 Dell. And yeah, just trying to figure out exactly how to fill things up here. Like, there's so much space here. And I can see why I put this off. I don't believe I have much in the way of tech going forward for this issue, though, so that's nice. It's a nice change. There's a lot, usually, in Blood Force. This is the problem with having a 90s superhero comic. You know, assuming you're not doing, I don't even know, like a Spider-Man kind of guy where he's just a dude with a suit. And so you kind of have to have some sci-fi element some of the time, generally speaking. Like any of the X titles, Youngblood, Wildcats, Cyberforce. You might be saying, where's the tech in Cyberforce? Well, let me tell you. Yeah. Yeah, the only I'd say the only one that really gets around it is Savage Dragon. Even then, he chooses to put some in at some point. I should look that up sometime and see what Eric Larson tech looks like. I feel like by the time he put it in, it was like during the lazy years. Well, not lazy. No, that's an incorrect statement. I apologize. No, he's trying to go fast. So his inking ends up looking really fucking sloppy. Get some Silvestri circuitry in here, which I've been able to figure out pretty well, to at least the point where it looks interesting. You know? That looks okay. Okay, get those panels in on the ceiling. Now put some things, panels in on the floor. Is that all of it? Yeah, that is all of it, isn't it? Because there's going to be word balloons up in that upper left corner. Yeah, so that is complete. And I gotta say, it ended up looking pretty good. Which is nice, considering, like, the whole point of this was I was really disappointed with how it turned out before. I was like, fuck, I don't even know if I can come up with a good version of this page. I did. So, yay me. All right. So, moving on. Now, next week is going to be a very quick one, because we're just doing a setup page for the legal proceedings, which is, I mean, you know, all us people who watch Phantom Menace know that's the most exciting part of a fantasy story, is the legal proceedings. But yeah, so that's going to do it for this one. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notifications so you know when the next one's coming out. Go over to my Patreon, subscribe there. That gives you access to everything I do. So all the Blood Force stuff, the pages and comics, as well as these videos before they make it to YouTube, usually a week or so in advance, and the videos that don't make it to YouTube. And then go over to my Instagram because, oh shit, is it still Inktober when I put this up? I think it should be. I'm pretty sure it should be. And in between Inktober drawings, I could be drawing you commissions. Why aren't I doing that? But anyway, yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.